Hello and welcome to Fascination Street for this week. I am your co-host, Meek Pearson, and your host, Jimmy Pearson.
Hello there.
You could have made that more serious.
I know, I could have made it more serious, but I didn't. I was just into the music because that's the first time we've heard that song in a couple of weeks now, because we weren't here last week.
No.
Anyway, this week's show is brought to you in association with PMG Goods, clothing for our community by a member of our community, truly cosmic clothing. And if you put in the promo code
FN
no,
not
FN, not FN, it's not Stormtrooper.
Oh. FS 15%. No, not percent. Off.
FS 15 off.
FN 15.
Not FN, FS.
FS 15. You do it.
I was going to anyway. FN 15 off. You will get 15% off every order over $40, which, if you're in the UK, is a really, really good deal because at the moment the exchange rate is awesome.
Cha-ching.
So, as you know, you haven't seen us for the last couple of weeks. Last Saturday, we got to, or rather, me and Sarah, or Sarah and I, if you prefer proper grammar, we were at David Icke. And what can you say about David Icke? It wasn't all reptilian. It wasn't all conspiracy.
I heard a little bit about it.
It was amazing. It was amazing. If you've never seen David Icke, I would truly recommend going to see him. I think what was it, about 4 hours we were there?
4 hours, yeah.
He spoke for like 4 hours solid. Now, that is some achievement. I mean, we only done like 3 hours the last show that we done, and my voice was ruined. I hurt so much from that. So how we can do like 4 hours night after night after night, I have no idea. But yeah, there was a few really interesting subjects touched on, and the last hour was all about consciousness, and it was amazing. I managed to audio record the last hour because I was running out of battery. But sadly, Sarah and I couldn't do any streaming or anything like that because where we were actually underground, so we had no signal. The Wi-Fi was about as much use as a chocolate teapot. So yeah, otherwise we would have brought you some bits and pieces.
You could have taken like some pictures and then as you got home, maybe then, or get your phone out, you know, the camera on there.
Yep.
Film it for a bit.
Yep.
Stop it.
Well, we tried.
Put it in there. Film it again. Put it in there.
We tried, but the lights out was awful. So that's why I haven't put a lot of the pictures out because a lot of the pictures that came, I don't know if it's done on purpose or not, but like a lot of the pictures came out very, very grainy. And you had some guy there he must have been like the local newspaper or something, and he had this camera, and David Icke was trying to speak. All you could hear was, yeah, it didn't take too long before security went to go and pay him a visit. So, yeah, it's like, with us in the hot seat as always, monitoring the chat is producer Sarah.
Hello.
It's looking very, 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 very festive. And also, we've invested hundreds and hundreds of pounds in buying some tinsel and lights for.
Well, £2. That is like £200.
200 pence. Anywho. So, how's your last couple of weeks been?
Well, it's been very casual. You know
Your
what I
weeks are
mean?
always casual.
I
Let everyone know
know.
it's been great. Where have you been at school? You've been to pantomimes. You've been to
Ice
ice
skating and really
skating.
hurting myself and hurting my heel more. Not much. Just a little spark.
I made the Christmas cake today.
Oh, let's play around this producer. So, go and have your 5 minutes of fame, dear.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
God.
made the Christmas cake today. The Christmas cake is made. All it needs now is icing. But the alcoholic fruit was done to perfection.
How long have you had that soaking for?
That was since the first week of September. So it's been 3 months soaking in brandy, being topped up with brandy, and some more soaking. So, yeah, you don't drive after my cake.
And also, the tree is up. The lights are on. There's a couple of presents underneath the tree as well.
From our lovely friend Kelly.
Indeed. So there we go. So
Oh,
that's
and we've got some new brilliant news. I stole this t-shirt from Dad. Brilliant!
that was brilliant for him, not brilliant for me. As most of you saw on Facebook, that was not very, very, very good. What else we got? Oh, our tickets arrived today for the Awakening concert. Concert?
No.
Conference.
I
It's because I'm
don't.
so used to going to concerts that it's just so. Sorry, allow me. Awakening conference. Wrong too. Awakening conference in Manchester next year. So we're really looking forward to that. And it came in a proper card. And it was handwritten. We like that. We like traditional stuff like that. I mean, anyone can just print.
Excuse me, can you please point?
Print. Thank you.
No, make it dramatic. Dun dun dun.
So, yeah. So anyone can print, but
Yeah.
I like handwritten. I still write with a fountain pen. Doesn't make me too old. Yeah, we got in the chat this evening.
Well, strangely, we have Natasha.
Natasha Nick. I know her.
Yes, we have
think so.
Kelly. We have Pat.
I know her. Pat, hello.
We have Mark.
Hello,
We have
Mark.
John.
Hello, John.
We have Lisa.
Hello, Lisa.
Who's Lisa?
Lisa Frith.
Lisa Frith. Frith.
We
Frith.
have
Frith.
Frith. Cherie.
Hey,
Hello.
Cherie. Great show last night, by the way.
Wrong Cherie.
Wrong Cherie.
Wrong Lisa. It's spelled differently.
How's it spelled? Sherry. Sorry
Hi,
about that, Sherry.
Sherry.
And so far that is it.
That is it. Okay, well,
Who's
can you
Stacey?
just quickly nip outside and drag some more people in? That'd be great.
it.
Ah,
I get it.
get it.
I get it.
God, give you some love. Yeah. So, all right, stop. So yeah, so that's it. That's really kind of been the highlights of the last couple of weeks. I've missed doing the show. It's been really, really weird. It's
It's been very quiet.
yeah, it's not having to worry about like your guests, not worrying about having to do research, not having to, and it's all been a bit empty, if I'm
Yeah.
honest. Now, some of you have probably seen already over the past week or so some of the promos that we've been putting out, pictorial visualizations or representations, if you prefer, of what we've got coming up soon.
I know what one of the news are.
Not Lazar.
Wait, what?
The Esoterica Street.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
You said Lazar.
Where'd
So-
you get that from?
Your mouth.
Oh.
So yeah, Esoterica Street. What we're doing is our show and explaining Esoterica, our sister shows.
And then what we're gonna do is we've got the two shows and we can merge it together, and then it's gonna be Esoterica Street.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
And to put it more simply, it's like when you have like a daddy ducky that loves a mummy ducky,
Oh no.
and they have ducky cuddles, and they produce baby ducky. Baby ducky is going to be Esoterica Street. Hashtag Ducky. So that's what we're doing.
You really had to
That's
go
what we're doing,
there.
yeah.
Embarrass the child.
Absolutely.
Right.
Special cuddles.
Okay.
So this week we're not going to be serious very much. We will try and be professional when Natasha's on, because this is an interview that I've wanted for quite some time. Because Natasha she's there. She's someone that I started to pay attention to a little while ago when things were going a bit foobar. There was kind of Natasha and a couple of others that were real kind of the calmness in the storm.
Calmness in the storm. What does that mean?
You know, like when there's a mummy and a daddy, and then they start arguing at each other, and then there's a small child that comes up in between and it says, "Wait, stop! This isn't right." And mummy and daddy look at each other and say, "That's not right." The child is the calmness in the storm. You see a thing going on here. You see that. So yeah, and Natasha and a couple of others were really kind of the calms in the storm, and it was kind of the way that they were very straight talking about everything that kind of made it very, very much
Brand
more.
new?
No, it was a better place to be, and it kind of made more sense to other people that weren't really talking or thinking a great deal of sense back when. So yeah, so she came on the radar and that, and
Radar?
and yeah, someone that I can honestly say that I respect, and the fact that she's so open, honest, and her shows are brilliant as well. She's kind of coming quite a big up and coming star, which I absolutely adore. And it's like no gimmicks, nothing like that. What you see is what you get, and people like that I admire so much more. I really, really do. So by the power of the internet, at any moment now, Natasha should come onto the screen.
3, 2, 1.
Any minute now.
3,
Oh.
2, 1.
Any second now. Where is she? Natasha. If we stare at the screen long enough, get closer, it might work.
No, I'm staying right back here.
Okay. Shall I keep talking?
Maybe you can do that thing again.
Right. So there's a mummy duck and a daddy duck, and they love each other very, very much.
Aww.
Then they have special ducky cuddles. And the baby duck comes along. Like
What
Have we got anything going on at the moment?
did you know what the snakes were like as well? What they are like?
They have a wriggle.
No. The mum lays the eggs, but then when the baby comes out, they've got to run away. Or no, this is serious.
Right.
This is a serious fact.
Right, go on.
So let me repeat that. So a mummy snake loves a mummy,
A daddy snake.
a daddy snake,
Yep.
and they have special
They have snaky wriggles.
Yeah. And then the baby comes along, but then the baby's got to run away and survive itself, or the mummy and daddy are going to kill it. Seriously, it happens. Seriously, it happens.
Stupid nature.
Same
Nature's
with-
cruel.
Same with spiders as well. Same with spiders.
Well, there you go, folks. That's it. We can all go home now.
Yay! Right, this shows.
The origins of the universe have been explained.
Yes.
Seriously, we watched it and everything.
What, at school?
Yeah, it's an actual true fact.
No, I'm not disputing that. I mean,
Maybe look it up on YouTube. Seriously, it's such a good
you
fact.
see.
Okay, we just had Natasha say, please email new link. So,
Oh,
Kelly.
Okay, Kelly.
Let me just repeat that.
Kelly.
Let's just hope and pray Kelly hasn't sort of like gone for a comfort break. Spin it
no,
right
she
round,
hasn't.
round.
No, she's there. Kelly's there.
Kelly!
Kelly is there. She's already answered
I'm
on
a
here.
celebrity.
Anyone else want to give a shout out to anyone? Or
Yes,
That's
I
everyone
do.
that is in the chat room at the moment.
I
Any
have a
luck?
good shout out.
have you got any news for anyone? Anything gone on special this week?
Not that I can think of.
Oh, Mummy, next week, Tuesday, next week, Tuesday.
What you mean? I pick up my new Motability car?
Yeah,
Oh, that
that
one.
one. That one.
Yes, yes. New Motability car is on the way. It has arrived at the forecourt. But unfortunately, my Motability have to have 5 days
Okay.
notice.
Would you like to explain to our friends in America what Motability is, just in case they don't get it?
Okay, Motability is a scheme that was set up for disabled people. It's to enable us to get around on our own without the reliance of someone else, whether that be somebody driving us in our car or us driving our own. But it's a system where they can do adaptions, or I went on a Saturday round all the dealerships in one town to try and find the car that I could get into myself. So finally found one after trying all the cars that there were available, and went back to a dealership which I never thought I would actually go to in the first place. I thought I would stick with the same dealership, which was Nissan. But I've ended up going to Skoda. So I have the new Skoda Karak being picked up. My old car gets left behind, and I drive away in my new car.
Brand spanking new off the forecourt.
Yeah, it is brand new. It will only have about 5 miles on the clock, and that is only from traveling from the actual factory to the forecourt. And that will all be on there, and that's my car for the next 3 years. And then after 3 years, I go and find another car. But
We repeat it all over
we
again.
do. But half of my disability money that I receive from the government goes to the car. It's not free, so I lose half my payment to go towards the car. But it means it's a car I can get in and out of. So there we go. That's what Motability is. And that's what they do in this country for disabled people. They do adaptions for the cars. And unfortunately, I've just had to go from my very last manual car to my very first automatic, because I'm having trouble driving. So, yes, that's Motability for you.
So you did have something special.
Well, I expected to pick the car up on Friday because my insurance ran out on this car on Friday. But there was a bit of a problem, and it only arrived yesterday. So it only arrived at the dealership on yesterday. So
Pick it up anyway.
because Motability need 5 days notice. So that's why I've had to wait for my new car. Yes, Mark, it is independence. It means that it's a car that I can drive, as I'm able to get into it myself without any help from anyone else. And I'm able to drive it, which means that I don't have to worry about somebody coming with me all the time and things like that. So it's a lot of independence. And those two are laughing over there.
Help me.
Look at this.
Help me. Help me.
Right. Sorry, you were busy. So carry on. We got a show back.
Yes.
So that's very nice of Natasha. Being very fashionably late. I do like that. I like that in a guest. Gives them an edge. Gives them an edge. So what else do we know this week? Oh! Did anyone see the George Knapp and Luis Elizondo interview?
No.
Anyone that's on the Fade to Black Facebook group, I posted it earlier. What did you make of it?
Nothing really, no.
It's all everything's coming next year. Big
Yeah.
things are coming.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
Sorry to interrupt. Kelly's just said technical issues.
Technical issues, no problem. We can get through technical issues, no worries at all.
Mark, here's my shirt, Jimmy.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Mika's and me repping
The Dexter.
the Dexter. God bless him wherever he is and whatever he may be doing. He is missed. We hope that he comes home soon.
Dex? What do you mean?
Well,
Dexter gave him that shirt for his birthday.
yeah, this was my birthday present from the Dex.
Dexter says the X.
Duh.
T-
Dexter Revolution.
There's always big things coming, Mark says.
I know. And is it one of those, look, there's big things coming, they're just round the corner. We will get to them, but we need you to invest or something, which is what I was expecting, to be fair.
Mummy's
What's up?
having a little laugh.
It's all right. John's just put, I've just got up, so not yet.
John, it's like,
There's big things coming.
oh,
Uh.
hmm.
I only just got it.
I'm just trying to
Right.
see whether or not I can find any highlights from the Elizondo.
Oh, you're now running away. Oh, Meteor.
No, that was the Oumuamua sent by aliens to survey the galaxy, allegedly from Harvard.
Oh, God.
Please.
It's all right. Stacey has just joined us. Hey, Stace.
Hey, Stacey.
Hi, Stacey, that I interviewed.
No,
No.
you had a phone call.
You had a video
Phone call with,
Auntie Stacey.
yeah, Auntie
Auntie
Stacey,
Stacey.
sorry. Hi, Auntie Stacey.
Right, let's see. Is there anything here from
UFO.
Okay. Ooh, something interesting here.
Oh,
Right, there was also the other one that I put out on the Fade to Black group, which was Richard Doty. He's back in the news, and he's even made it onto British mainstream news.
Oh, damn. Big.
Just when we thought we got rid of him, he's back.
Who's his name?
Richard Doty.
I thought it was Richard
he was
Dolan.
No, that's someone else. He's lovely, Richard Dolan.
Oh.
Richard Doty is a bit of a turd, to be fair. He he worked. He was like special operations, and his job was to kind of infiltrate the UFO like community and feed them feed them like false information. And in the end, oh, hello, what happened there?
Turn it off.
Sorry. What happened was like he was sent to feed disinformation, and he actually sent like a decent guy, like mad, absolutely mad.
Oh,
No. This guy didn't go slightly mad. He went properly gaga, mate. He
oh my God.
he really went
That's
sideways.
it.
He's asked, she read the article.
Right, okay.
What was
So
he talking about?
the headline of the article on Richard Doty was, "I studied alien plans to visit Earth. US Special Agent lifts lid on secret project." So a former Air Force Special Agent claims he studied alien plans to visit Earth during a secret program run by the US government. Richard Doty is a retired USAF agent with special clearance who has broken his silence on apparent alien investigations. In May 2001, with the help of ufologist Stephen Greer,
Whoever that is.
Doty gave evidence at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. as part of the Disclosure Project. Here, 20 retired Air Force Federal Aviation Administration and intelligence officers all came together to give first-hand accounts of their UFO experiences. Almost 2 decades later, Doty detailed his exact role at Kirtland Air Force Base during the 90s, which apparently involved studying aliens. "I was a counterintelligence officer at the base," he revealed in the 2017 Netflix series Unacknowledged. "During my time there, I was briefed into special access programs involving the US government's investigations into extraterrestrials." Doty has received criticism over the years after admitting he was also part of a disinformation project with the US government at one time. He featured in a 2013 documentary titled Mirage Men. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend it. we found it very difficult to get a copy. When we found it to buy online, it was actually a double disc with loads of extras. So it had like other interviews on there with people like Linda Moulton Howe, Walter Bosley, and a few
Ooh.
others. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And it was basically, in a nutshell, it was the Paul Bennett story. It was very, very, very good, very well made. And there's one scene in it, which is not exactly a spoiler, but you actually get to see the feisty side of Linda Moulton Howe. And
Feisty.
feisty one she is.
Huh?
Feisty. Arr. I know you look at little Linda Moulton Howe and you think, do you know what? You're lovely. I want to take you out for like tea and cake.
Oh.
And then you see her in that and you're like, whoa.
Okay, I do not want to take you out for tea and
Absolutely.
coffee.
You cover that side of
not letting her
Psycho
back in.
very, very well.
Kelly, it's not letting her back in.
So what we've got to do? We've got to reboot, restart. So, anywho, so yeah, here he featured in the 2013 documentary titled Mirage Men, where he revealed how the military used mythology to cover up their advanced technology. It led many to discredit his story as people struggled to see the difference between truth and lies. However, Doty maintains his innocence, claiming he was falsely represented in the movie written by Mark Pilkington.
I love that one.
What one?
Roswell.
That's funny that because there's another story on here that I'm going to touch on if we can't get hold of
Kelly said
Natasha,
we might have to restart.
and it's going to be Area 51.
Yeah.
So he claims his interview was edited and parts of the audio were voiced over. Doty also previously claimed he was witness to alien bodies after the notorious Roswell UFO crash. Yeah, right.
As if.
He detailed they were about 4 foot in length and some were heavily injured. We were told they were taken to Kirkland Air Force Base, Albuquerque, before going to Los Alamos. And that is the end of that one.
Okay. Having trouble getting Natasha back in.
Okay.
She's got a screen that says that she's not allowed to join the conversation. Everything else in the studio is operating,
Okay.
but the server for Google Hangouts does not allow me to join the chat.
Right, so
And then but they're trying to stop us. They know how powerful we are together. We might have to restart.
Right, okay, so we're going to carry on trying to get hold of Natasha.
Can I touch on it?
We have to.
We're going to have to restart.
Right, so what we're going to have to do is we are going to have to restart the show.
We
Okay,
don't need the music though.
so stay where you are, buckle up, sit tight,
Back for you.
and yep, use this for a quick comfort break, cup of tea break, go make some coffee, or John, you can have your big moment. All right, so we will speak to you in a moment.
Bye.
See you in a sec.